Hello, hello. Can everyone hear me? Excellent. How's everyone going? Is everyone having an excellent day? Yes, that's not very enthusiastic. Are you all having an excellent day? Yeah. Woo, excellent. My name is Gemma Winchester and I'm from the organisation called Vegoutt. If you haven't heard of me, Vegoutt is an organisation I started at the beginning of the year. And my logo, as you can see, is Monkey the Chihuahua. Monkey the Chihuahua is just this little guy down here, if you can see him. Hey, Monk. Say hello. So Monkey's story is basically what inspired me to start my organisation. Monkey was rescued from a dogfighting arena in Brisbane. So his mother was taken and stolen away when she was pregnant, and she was beaten and used in the rings, and every time she had a litter of puppies, they would use the puppies in the arena as live bait. So Monkey survived in there for about 2 years. You probably can't see, or when he runs around, it's hard to tell now, but he's actually missing his front right leg. So Monkey lost his leg in the dogfighting, but since coming out of that, his strength and everything about him just inspired me to do something about this. You know, like a lot of people don't realise that in Australia that this thing even goes on. You know, you wouldn't think that dogfighting was something that was so wide and so big here. It's such a big industry. And so what Vegoutt does is I do live cooking demonstrations. I do YouTube videos on my channel called Vegoutt. And if you actually search Welcome to Vegoutt, you can check out Monkey's story on there. Other things we also do is we're hoping to open an animal rescue sanctuary in about 2020, so in a few years time, and be able to save all kinds of animals, not just dogs like Monkey. So I just released my first cookbook. It's called Monkey Bites. It's actually available on Amazon.com, and that's all 100% vegan recipes. There's going to be 7 books altogether. That's the first one. It's just Asian recipes to start. The reason it's called Monkey Bites is because of Monkey's story. So that's why it's called that, isn't it, Monk? So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to make some vegan raw protein balls. So does anyone want to come up and help me? Yeah, come on up. Thank you. Thought I wasn't going to get any volunteers. Monkey's going to come give you a hello. Yes, you may help. He's a bit cheeky, aren't you, Mark? Yes, he's very friendly now, aren't you, Monkey? You wouldn't believe the state that he was in when we first rescued him, but now he's pretty happy now. And what's your name? Tara, and whereabouts are you from? Evelyn Park? Okay, so Brisbane. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making some protein balls. So I've got here some gloves. We're going to pop on some gloves there. And these are just pretty simple peanut butter protein balls. You're not allergic to peanuts, are you? That's good. Okay, that would be a bit awkward, wouldn't it? Try to pop gloves on, this is the hardest bit. Alright, so these are really very simple recipes to make. So all you need is you need some peanut butter, you need some vanilla essence, yeah, some maple syrup, some chocolate chips, some shredded coconut, and some oats. Alright, so we're going to start with some oats. No, we're not. We're going to start with peanut butter, sorry. Yeah, so if you want to scoop some peanut butter into your bowl. Next thing you want to add is some maple syrup. So you can use coconut syrup as well if you want. It's slightly healthier maybe. Not sure. Yes. And some vanilla essence, so all the gooeyest ingredients first. Monkey's getting excited now. His favourite food actually is banana. And I know that sounds weird because his name's Monkey, but it actually is banana. So you want your mixture to be really, really quite moist because all of the oats and stuff is going to make it really dry otherwise. Watermelon, yes. Once that's mixed in, you can add in the oats and the shredded coconut. So we're going to add the oats first. Just plain oats. Mix that all around. And just keep adding vanilla essence as you go so it's not too dry.
I mean, it's only, yeah, it's not even the body of it. Oh, wow.
And then just add the shredded coconut, and then the chocolate chips is the last thing that you add. How's yours going? It's pretty good. We're going to roll these up in a minute. You guys get to try them. So I won't be able to eat these by myself. Once you got all the ingredients mixed together, you start rolling them into balls. Just roll them up into balls. I was going to say, I've got finger missing, but it's too much.
It's like an orchestra. Oh, yeah.
Once we've made these balls, you're more than welcome to try some of these. Like I said, I do have a YouTube channel called Vegoutt. If you search Welcome to Vegoutt, it'll come up with Monkey's story. And I've done recipes all over the world so far. I was in London, made some chocolate mousse. I was in the outback in Uluru, made some protein balls. And just in a moment, my brother's actually going to come on up. He has his own company which he started called Spectrum Economics, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about vegan economics. Way more technical than what I do. I just make the food. And how this recipe came about is me and my brother went out to Uluru and we found out that was pretty much no vegan food out there for us. So I decided to make these, and we lived off these for about a week. So it must be, we didn't die, so we're still here. Must have some sort of nutritional value. How are you going then? Yeah? Are they pretty easy to make? Yeah. Hope you guys are hungry. There are a lot of balls. My brother's just going to bring the balls around. If you want to try some.
Everybody, who wants to try a protein ball? Freshly made, literally made seconds ago. No problem. Oh, be careful. Would you like a protein ball, young lady? Oh, yes, these are protein balls. They have nuts in them just by nut allergies, right? So, no nut allergies. And yourself, do you have any nut allergies? You sure? Okay, help yourself.
So these are very, very easy raw protein balls. No cooking, no blending. 100% vegan. Are they good? Yummy? It's good. They're good.
Oh, you're making more? Okay, that's good.
He's thinking he hasn't had any yet, so. There we are, very, very simple. I also have have a Vegoutt travel blogs, which is me traveling around and figuring out where the different vegan places are. So that's on a page called Steemit, which is STEEMIT. If you want to ever check that out, it's called Vegoutt Travel. So we've got all that on there as well. Give it up for our volunteer, everybody. I'm going to give you a t-shirt for helping me. T-shirt for you. You're very welcome. We've got some more balls over here, but I'm going to hand it over to my brother, who's going to talk to you a little bit about his, brother company to Vegoutt, which is Spectrum Economics. Spectrum Economics, where he talks about vegan economics. So this is my brother, Wayne Davies.
The monkey's been wandering around down here. He's our little three-legged dog, a little rescue dog that Gemma talking about. Our little three-legged rescue dog that Gemma was talking about. Here's a little fella. Oops, the balls are still here. Is the mic working? Can you all hear me? Alright, so this is the little fella monkey. Say hello. Okay, I'm not going to talk any more about monkeys. You heard the story from Gemma and all that. I'm going to talk to you about something I like to call vegan economics. And I have my own little company, Spectrum Economics, and I'm a consultant. I'm also involved with producing videos on YouTube, and I have my own Steemit blog as well. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Steemit. It's actually quite an interesting new social media platform where you can produce your own posts and you actually get paid in a cryptocurrency known as Steemit. But anyway, today I'm going to be talking about vegan economics. So how many of you are vegans here? Just a show of hand. Do you have a lot of vegans? Looks like you've got lots of vegans. That's great. But how many of you are economists though? Nobody. How many of you have heard of the word economics? And somewhat familiar with the concepts behind it? I'm actually just started writing a book that I'm calling Vegan Economics, and that's the working title for it anyway. Yep, and that's the working title, but at the moment it's just a concept. And the interesting thing about it is we look at things in economics such as efficiency. A lot of you are a bit familiar with efficiency? It's a very basic concept. It's about basically producing as much as you can of something at the lowest cost possible. And that may be alright if you're working with computers, you want cheap computers, or you may be producing cheap furniture and stuff like that. As long as you're not exploiting child labour or any of that stuff, which happens in a lot of countries. But when we apply efficiency in terms of the meat and dairy industry, what do we get? So what do they try and do? Squeeze as many animals as possible on the smallest amount of land. So you squeeze in a whole lot of cows, a whole lot of cattle, chickens or whatever, into the smallest possible space. Try and give them the cheapest possible food, mostly your genetically modified sort of stuff. It's generally produced very, very quickly and it's not particularly great quality. What else do you get with that? You pump the animals with hormones, and why would you do that? Are we losing? No, you can hear me still? Bring it a bit louder. I can shout a bit if you want me to. Okay, so next thing is they pump the animals with hormones. So what does that do? That makes the animals grow very, very big and very, very fast. You end up with very, very big chickens after just about 3 months instead of maybe a year. So that's pretty sad, isn't it? And it ruins their quality of life. You got chickens walking around with broken legs and whatever because they can't take the weight of their body. And at the end of it all, what happens? They end up getting killed and they're put on your plate. And this is for the lowest cost you could possibly produce. But on top of that, they are subsidized. They receive quite a bit of subsidies. And because of the meat industry, there is a lot of what we call external costs. So it's not just the cost of feeding them, and food and all of that. There's the amount of land that they take up, and the amount of land that's used to grow the food for them. There's a massive amount of land that goes into that. And also the amount of pollution that they cause. You've got cow farts. Know about cow farts? The amount of what they're doing to the environment? The amount of pollution that comes out of that? How about cow poo? All of that is getting washed into our rivers, and the amount of pollution that's all being caused. And there's been quite a bit of work in regards to trying to cost some of these things. And there's a book called Meatonomics. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. You look it up on Amazon, there's something called Meatonomics, and that looks into the costs of producing meat. I think there might be a few costs in there relating to dairy as well.
which is all quite interesting. But what I'm going to do with vegan economics, I want to take it a step further. I want to look at it in terms of costs from the animal's perspective. So with Meatonomics, it's looking at it in terms of all these external costs. Like for example, they cost a Big Mac. All of you familiar with Big Macs? How much does a Big Mac cost? From McDonald's, anyone know? $3.25. Okay? Meatonomics priced a Big Mac at about $12. They've added in a whole load of additional costs relating to cruelty and relating to all these other external environmental costs and health costs as well. Did you know that eating dairy and drinking milk and all of that is not particularly healthy for you? Are you all aware of the health risks? It's very good, because having a vegan diet is actually a lot healthier, and because it makes people sick, what do we need? We need doctors, we need nurses, and we need hospitals. So all of that are costs that are factored into the cost of a Big Mac, or any meat product, for example. Whereas with vegan economics, I'm taking that a step further, and we're going to be looking at the cost to the animals from the animal's perspective, because it doesn't factor in the cost to the animal of the cruelty to them. It's only what the cost to us is, and also the cost of the loss of life. And at the moment, this part's a little bit of a work in progress, but it looks at it in terms of relation to human costs. Did you know there's a lot of work that's been done on the cost of a human life? So you have accident data and all that, and depending on where the data is collected, the human life ranges somewhere between about 2 million to like 12 million. Quite frankly, I don't like necessarily putting a dollar value on a human life, but that's just to put things in perspective. And if you were to do something similar to animals, you would see that the cost of producing a Big Mac actually is far, far greater than the $12 quoted by Meatonomics. So in short, that is just a quick spiel. I've got about 2 minutes left. I don't know if any of you here have any questions. Maybe I'll just add a little bit more about pharmaceutical companies. Are you aware of that they make a lot of money? And they make a lot of money because people get sick. So being sick is actually a very profitable business. So for a pharmaceutical company, they probably wouldn't necessarily want you eating healthier or having a healthier lifestyle, because that affects their profits. And that's going to be another thing that I'm going to be talking about in my vegan economics book, and comes under the vegan economics concept. So this is a little bit different, and there's going to be a lot of mainstream economists that may not necessarily agree with this approach, because economics is fundamentally based on the human perspective. And we think we're getting a little bit better at doing that because we're taking in some of these external costs, but I think we could do a lot more. So I think I'll wrap that up for now. If take questions. And anyone have any questions very, very quickly before, because I think we've got an auction coming up in a few minutes. A few seconds. You have a question? Yes, sir. If we're all good, I think we're done here. We'll pack up, shall we? Thank you guys for paying attention and listening to my presentation, as well as all of you that were here for my sister's cooking demonstration. Thank you very much, and remember to veg out.